all I want from you.
I shall never
let them fight their wedding.
I shall never let
Nobody did answer blue.
what my plan.
Good girls, don't admit us.
What my plan.
Good girl, mighty lots of.
What my plan.
Good girl,
Let them fight their wedding.
What my plan.
good girl,
Nobody did answer blue.
What my plan.
good girl. Come into all, don't admit us.
What my plan.
Good girl, mighty lots of.
What my plan.
Good girl,
Let them fight their wedding.
What my plan.
good girl,
Nobody did answer blue. Did answer blue. Did answer blue.
I shall never every day desire.
I do.
I shall never every day.
Mighty lots of.
I shall never.
Let them fight their wedding.
I shall never.
Nobody did answer blue.
I shall never let.
Can twist the heart.
I shall never let stay.
Mighty lots of.
I shall never let.
Let them fight their wedding.
I shall never.
Nobody did answer blue.
What my plan.
Good girls, don't admit us.
What my plan.
Good girl, mighty lots of.
What my plan.
Good girl,
Let them fight their wedding.
What my plan.
good girl,
Nobody did answer blue.
What my plan.
good girl. Come into all, don't admit us.
What my plan.
Good girl, mighty lots of.
What my plan.
Good girl,
Let them fight their wedding.
What my plan.
good girl,
Nobody did answer blue.
Breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in. Conquer it. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in.
Well, oh gosh, I'm a little over. Oh, hold on. Hello. Hey, everyone. I was a little off center there, but hey, I'm on center now. Look at that. I'm off center, now on center. Off white, now all white. But anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to another Darachat. That's right. My name is Daramoose, or Dara for short. I'm sorry to say there are some people who didn't get past the first grade, and it's very troubling. It is a serious moment. We are living in a world with illiterates. If you call this 800 number, you should be able to help those who say they know how to read but don't know how to read well.
I hope there are no words or letters in the number, because they wouldn't be able to dial it.
Dial here now.
This needs to be all numbers, dude. All numbers.
Oh goodness sake! It's still a bad thing. It's like some people have gotten better. Some people I've met some people that get it right off the bat and are like yes, and then some people are like no. Oh, I believed in you, humanity. Oh, I believed in you. And then it
Missed it by that much. Oh man, that's a deep cut.
Yeah, that's Ooh, so close. George, I don't think they're. What are they going to do with that one, George? I think they're going to have a halftime on that score. Oof. Never seen them dunk a ball so bad in my life. You know what? The last time I saw a ball that dunked was my grandfather's. Like, no, let's get away from that. But anyway.
Hey, dude, how you doing?
That's how we'll start. We'll start talking about Grandpa. But anyway, I'm doing pretty well. How are you, Meg?
Well, we start off with illiterates and now grandfathers. We're all over the place here. We're like what, 2 minutes in?
Yeah, well, it's more like what the never mind. I'm not even try to explain that to you. That's if you didn't get the joke, then it's too far over your head. It's okay.
I am short, so
yeah. How are you too short to ride the water rides though? That's the real question.
it depends on the water ride.
I would think all of them have the same amount of height, don't they?
No, absolutely not. Log ride had very short height requirements, whereas Roaring Rapids down at Six Flags Magic Mountain out here in California, yeah, no, you had to be pretty tall to ride that. I would know because I was a short, like very short. We were concerned I wasn't going to make it to 5 feet. In my early teens, we were like, "Oh, this isn't going to happen for me. I'm going to be a very, very tiny person." Yeah, I was really undersized.
You just sound like Kermit there for a second. I'm gonna be very small, very
Yes, yes,
small.
yes, yes. It was very small. Yeah, Kermit the Frog. Yeah. I was about 30 pounds when I was in 3rd grade. I was 40
Yeah.
pounds when I was in 4th grade. I didn't quite make it to 50 pounds in 5th grade. So yeah,
Mhm.
I was small. I was just behind the curve on everything. I was late to every party.
Yeah, height included.
Yeah.
Um, that's that's when you know there's a sign out the door on the outside the door of the house, and it's like, oh, you have to be 5'7" to be included in this party. It's like, ah, man,
Yeah,
ah,
well, okay, so even after the growth spurt, I ain't making it a 5'7". That's just come on, dude. What are you doing? 5'7".
yeah. Well, why not? What is your actual height though? Is it like?
I'm 5'2" and a half inch, and I am so proud of that half inch.
Oh, are you like 32 and a quarter? Is that what you're gonna?
So, I was never that way about age, but I was that way about height because of the fact that, like I said, I was going into college and, I was still in the 4s, and, yeah, I finally made it to, like, when I went to college when I was 17 though, so, they
Oh,
finally did another height check, like, right before you go in, and I had grown that year or something, like, an
nice.
extra, like, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch. I was very excited about it. I was like, "I'm 5 feet and a half inch." And then somewhere between, like, I wanna say, like, 22 and 26, I grew another 2 inches.
Ooh.
So yeah, exactly, right? Like I'm saying, I'm late to every freaking party. Like, me and my puberty growth spurt didn't happen until, like, well into my 20s. I mean, I'm able to drink by now. I mean, I didn't do it, but because ugh, but, yeah, I was late to all the parties. It's yeah. I was a late bloomer. I'm still just behind every curve. Fortunately, I look young, so it works for
Yeah,
me.
there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, other women like, "Ah, I can't believe she's, like, so young," and you're like, "Yeah, I'm just as old as you guys. I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, okay, so here's a story. When I was in college, I went to visit my mom's job, which was down the street from my college, and, one of her coworkers thought I was 9.
Wow.
Yeah, 9. 9 not 12, not 13,
Right.
9. You know
Oh,
9 is prepubescent child, right? Like, this I was
oh,
just like, I feel bad on every level here.
oh,
There's
look
just
at
no way to feel happy about that.
look at her. She's so cute. She's about 25 years old. Oh, well,
Yeah,
how are those Dodgers playing?
yeah. It's just ugh, ugh.
I really,
Good
man,
times.
I don't know what to do with this one. Now you're gonna have to go home. I'm sorry, kid. You're gonna have to go home.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
that's
you do get to see how people really are though, because a lot of people treat children differently than they do adults, so
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like,
That's
"Oh, okay. I
yeah.
see. You're kind of condescending and a bit of a twat waffle. Alright, I get it. It's alright."
Dear diary, I met 5 more people that treated me like a child.
No,
So
no, no. Then if they're mean, then you proceed to, eviscerate them verbally, and they're not understanding exactly why this happened from this,
mm.
toddler. Uh, but, then all of a sudden I'm like, "Dude, I'm old enough to have birthed you. What's up?" So it's pretty crazy. So
And you
yeah.
sound small too right there. That was a little small sounding, like, "I'm all about the good stuff." "Okay, kid.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
sure."
this is not even the smallest voice I have. Yeah, when I'm doing my gaming. Hi guys, by the way, I'm MediocreGamrGrl, also known as the Meg, and I play video games online. When I do that and I'm playing and I'm reading the lines for other characters,
Yeah.
there's so many characters that have high squeaky voices, and so all of a sudden I'm talking like this all the time and everything. It's
Bubbles? What? That would sound like Bubbles right there. What?
and then some red and do do do. Yeah, that's true.
Thing.
I can do the Bubbles voice. I don't like
That's
to do the Bubbles voice because she was my least favorite Powerpuff Girl.
that
Um,
sucks.
did you see the live action trailer that
Trailer?
they did?
I think someone posted it like on X, but then some of it got like taken down.
Some of it, dude, all of it got taken down. It got
Yeah.
like, if you really want to watch it again, I can get you in touch with Chad. He's got the video, and you can just watch it and be like, ugh, and just be glad that the abomination did not make it to the airwaves because they did film it.
Well, yeah, they did. I mean, I remember there's like the CW, it was like for the
Yeah.
CW, I think it was, and I
Mhm.
remember them talking about it. I'm just like, but it's a Craig McCracken cartoon. Why would you? And so it was just kind of like it's just kind of like one of those things where I'm like, it doesn't. Powerpuff Girls really never needed anything. I mean, it could. I mean, obviously, it was done during like the early 2000s, late 90s,
Mhm.
right? So it could have used like a touch up and paint and all that stuff. But other than that, it really didn't need any anything else beyond that scope because it was already great as it is. I mean, it was part of the Cartoon Network lineup, like
Yeah,
Samurai
it
Jack.
was that Genji Tartakovsky era. He was
Yeah,
into, let's see, we had, Dexter's Lab, we had Johnny
Dexter's Lab.
Bravo,
Yeah,
we
Johnny
had, what
Bravo.
is it, Ed, Edd and Eddie,
Yep,
Codename Kids Next Door. We
Kid
had a
Next
lot of
Door.
good
Yep.
stuff there.
Yeah, you had a lot of
Good stuff there. Yes, and
Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's Lab. Get out
Yeah.
of my laboratory. Yes, that's great.
Edie, get out of my laboratory! You're not supposed to be
The thing
here.
is, sometimes I'll still break out the Mandark laugh, like ha 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 ha,
Oh
and
yeah.
nobody gets it, and I'm so sad by myself. I'm like, it's okay, it's all right, it's just for me. I can laugh by myself.
It's okay. You know what? She does it because she feels shorter than she usually does. Just let her have the moment. No, that was because Powerpuff was one of the big ones,
Yeah.
and then of course Samurai Jack was another one.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
forgot us about Samurai Jack. You know what? I was never a huge fan of Samurai Jack. I know a lot of people
boo,
were. I know, I know,
boo,
I know, I know,
boo!
I know. It was
Burn
just
her at the stake, burn her.
I know, and this is the thing. I usually like my jam was typically action cartoons. Like
Uh,
now do you do the DD voice?
it's not gonna happen. I
I
can't do it.
can't really remember it very well. I'm sorry. You'd have to, like,
Yeah,
get me a clip of it, and I could try to mimic it, but, yeah, I don't have enough of a reference in my memory for it.
yeah.
Um,
I just know Dexter was sort of like this. Dee Dee, get out of my office! You're not supposed to be here, or something like that.
Laboratory. He
Laboratory.
didn't have an office. Oh, dude, I remember the episode where he blows up his lab on accident because he the episode where okay, so what winds up happening is he needs to learn French for an exam. Yes, he needs to learn French for an exam, and so he makes this, instead of studying like a normal person because he's
Yeah.
Dexter and he's got way more important things to do, he decides that he's going to, yes, omelette du fromage. Yes, he
Omelette.
basically,
Omelette.
makes a device to where it's gonna play this record in French all night, so that way he's gonna learn French overnight while he sleeps, and he
Yeah.
won't have to study or anything. So
Mm,
but the thing is that the record, because, this is in the time when records were still kind of viable,
yeah.
um, it skips, and so all it keeps repeating is omelette du fromage. So when he wakes up, he only knows omelette du fromage, but the problem is that that's all he can say. He cannot say anything else but omelette du fromage. And so,
Omelette du fromage.
yes, it's really a great episode. You know what? If anybody here is like, if that's like slightly before or after your time, you owe yourself watching at least that episode. I forget what it's called, but just type in omelette du fromage and Dexter's Lab, and it'll come right up for you. Um, They had a lot of really good soft merch on here. Just bringing vinyl back.
Yeah.
I recommend watching that. That and then the episode called Mach 5.
Mach 5.
Yes, in which it was making fun of Speed Racer. Now, again, this
Oh,
might be another one of those deep cuts because of the fact that Speed Racer was before even my time. I was
yep.
forced to watch it by my parents though, because my dad thought it was like the greatest thing ever. And even as
Mm.
a child, I was like, wow, this is juvenile and terrible. Why is all of the dialogue a single run-on sentence? Speed, you must drive fast, but you must not drive too fast, or otherwise you get in a crash, just like your older brother. I wonder what happened to him. Anyway, you must win, Speed, for all of us. Yeah, Speed, you can do it. And then with the boy
Chimp
and his
chimp.
pet monkey, whatever the crap was going on with that made no sense. So yeah, it's
Chimp
just
chimp chimp.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
Spritle and Chim Chim. I know, but I loathed it, but I had to watch it because we had one television in the house, and it's not because we lived that far back. I
Yeah,
was born in the '80s, but
yeah.
that was because we were poors. But that's a whole different story. But you have
I
one TV, so you watch whatever your parents want to watch, and
That's
that's what
true.
they wanted to share with us. So
I am one of the poorest too, but I enjoyed. Well, I get for that for the cartoon because one, it was trying to adapt. It was the early stages of Americans trying to do the early dubbing, right? Like
of anime,
dubbing.
yes.
Yeah, dubbing now is a little more different than it was back then, but they really
I
didn't.
I will I will argue that the cartoon itself was pretty garbage though. Like, just I mean, just imagine, remember the father, and he'd get mad, and he'd start, like, basically he'd get in this one position, he'd, like, dance from foot to foot and start yelling while
Yeah,
he's just doing this one dance. It's like, basically he's doing, I'm like, "Why is he doing the hokey pokey while yelling?" And, I mean, the dubbing was bad, but I think that even in Japanese, it would still be bad. Although I will say that I really liked the opening animation on it.
yeah. Well, and then it kind of luckily it led to the live action one, which I heavily enjoyed. Enjoy. But
It was okay.
yeah,
It was a movie, and I didn't regret the time or the money spent. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't buy it again, but if it's on TV, I'll watch it. A
oh my.
much better racing movie is Gran Turismo.
Go no, that's a good one. That's a good one too, but that's based upon a game, not an anime, unfortunately. But it is made in Japan. That game is made in Japan, so I mean
Yeah.
it's kind of got some similar there. But yeah, I went to actually go see it. I think I saw that movie twice, and it was pretty good to be honest. But it's based upon the kid who got into, or at least one of them that got into that camp.
Mhm.
That I don't know what they call it, like a training camp or something like that, because they
Yeah, it
would
was
use.
Nissan, sponsored by Nissan, wasn't it?
Yeah, let's do a little digging. Gran, oop, if I can spell right, Turismo, Nissan. It was the GT Academy.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
Was it Nissan or Toyota? I thought it was Nissan.
no, hold on. I got the
Okay,
goods.
okay.
I get the goods. Here we go. All right. GT Academy, also known as Nissan PlayStation GT Academy. So
Woohoo!
basically,
Guess who knew it? This chick. Yeah.
yeah, but you forgot the PlayStation part, so you only got part right. Was conceived by Darren Cox, former Nissan Europe executive, which was played by none other than Orlando Bloom.
Yes.
Uh,
Legos forever.
yeah. Small of it was held in 2006, so that was about 19 years ago. Holy crap. I was young back then. I still am. Part
Uh,
of
I was not. I was an adult.
yeah, so was I. Uh, where well, actually, no, I was probably younger than an adult, but anyway, a small
Yeah,
of it.
you're probably like yeah, you're probably like 16 or something around then.
Let's not try to cut corners on this one, okay? Let's just try to get back let's not try to cut into this too deep.
Okay.
Cox saw the speed of the gamers in real cars, and his idea of gamer to racer was born. Now, obviously, the reason for at least Gran Turismo is because they try to do it at least close as possible on the vehicle and
Mhm.
all that stuff. So the vehicle, the tracks, all of them are as to one as possibly can in a digital space. In 2008, Darren Cox's concept materialized with the founding of Nissan GT Academy, a joint venture between Sony and Nissan, which took its name from the well-known Gran Turismo video game series. In the same year, inaugural GT Academy competition took place, with Spain's Lucas Ordonez claiming victory following a commendable performance in 2009 Dubai 24 Hours. Nissan enlisted Ordonez for its works racing team. What? Cox is portrayed by Orlando Bloom in a film named Gran Turismo, released in 2023. Wow, it's 2 years already. Jeez. Um,
Man, that feels like it's so long ago.
no, well, no, that's yeah,
Gran
Gran
Torino?
Torino.
That's another good movie.
Yeah, but not
Um,
not Gran Turismo. That's a little
it's
different.
not as fun. I own it, It is in my Plex server, but yeah, I won't watch that movie very often just because the end really kind of hurts a little.
And then he gave up his dog and car. But anyway, let's go to the movie. It's a biographical sports drama film, obviously. Blah blah.
Mhm.
Neil Blomkamp. Oh, that's not bad. He's wait a second.
That is a terrible picture of him.
A South African Canadian. Ooh. Is a grant was revealed with Michael De Luca. Blah 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 blah. Plot. Following a pitch by marketing executive Danny Moore, Nissan establishes the GT Academy to recruit skilled players of the racing simulator Gran Turismo and transfer them into real racing drivers. Danny enlists former driver turned mechanic Jack Salter, because he's just so salty. To train the players, initially reluctant, Jack accepts after growing tired of the arrogance of his team driver, Nicholas Kappa. Meanwhile, Jan Martinborough, yeah,
Yawn.
Jan
Mhm.
Martinborough,
Mhm.
a teenager gamer from Cardiff, dreams of becoming a racing driver despite his father Steve's disapproval, which was played by, um, what was he played by? Steve, the dad was played by that one guy who,
Yeah, he's played in a lot of stuff. He's pretty cool.
he has played in a lot of stuff. Jan learns he's eligible for Yanni learns he is eligible for the GT Academy after setting a time record. That night before his race, Jan and his brother Kobe attend a party where Jan meets Audrey. However, the police arrive and Jan and Kobe are caught. As punishment, Jan is taken to his father's workplace but leaves early to participate in the qualifying race, which he wins, securing a spot in the GT Academy. Da-dun.
All that to say, it's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's pretty cool. It's a good time. It's a good time at the movies. I
Mm.
will say that it's not a perfect movie, but it's fun.
Why do you,
And
what?
it's pretty cool seeing just seeing them try to integrate the game
Mm.
with the actual racing and just kind of the elements that they kind of take and overlay onto it. It's pretty cool. And then they show you like basically some of the work that went into basically making the game Gran Turismo, which is also very interesting. And
Yeah, they do 3D scans of the actual vehicles, and
yeah,
so,
it's so much detail in there. You're just like, man, respect, you know?
yeah, and,
And I don't even play racing games. I mean, I have enough time just getting to the store in one piece. So yeah.
One Piece, you say, huh?
Luffy. No. All right,
Yeah.
let's not go off on that.
Yeah.
Is that show over, by the way? Does anybody actually know?
No, it's not over.
You're
It's
kidding.
no, it's not over.
See,
It's
that's
never
why I
been over.
noped out. I was just like, this is a really I can't I can't stay focused that long on a show. Like it needs to end in like 2 to 3 seasons tops. Once we get beyond there, I start losing faith in like the original uh the that's a guy's name. Yeah, the original vision of the show,
Mm,
and I feel like it's going to start going off the rails.
mm.
I mean yeah, it is
Ooh.
following the manga, but still it's too long. It's too long. It's like is it into the thousands of episodes?
It's like, probably 1100 at this point.
That is insane.
Yeah. Takahiro Hira, who does Kazunori Yamauchi, who's the creator of Gran Turismo. The real Yamauchi cameos as a sushi chef in Tokyo. See, oh my gosh!
That's a good one. I like that. I like those Easter eggs.
I didn't know that. Let's see. Darren Barnett. Don't have a name for that. Uh, Leslie. Oh, Estelle Hallowell Horner, English singer songwriter. Ooh, hello. Shoot, nickname Ginger Spice. What? Hey, whoa, hold it a second. Hold it. You're telling me
She was one of the
one
Spice Girls.
one of the Spice Girls was in this movie? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. I did not know that. I didn't know. I just knew the Spice Girls. Tell me what you want. Da, 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 da. Stuff like that.
They had 2 hits, which was Spice Up Your Life and Wannabe. The one that you're thinking of is Wannabe.
Ah, dang it. This is the dad.
That's the dude.
Yeah. He's
How
been
do you
in a lot.
pronounce that? Is that Jimon?
Jimon Gaston, because it's gonna be French, because he's from La Africa.
So
That was
Jimon Gaston Hosu?
J Jimen. Oh nope, had
Oh,
it.
Jimen?
Jimen Unsu. Jimen
Unsu.
Ji Jimen Unsu. Oh man, we're gonna get in trouble for this one. A pronunciation with spelling key. No, I don't want that. I just want to know how it spells his name. Uh, yeah. So, or is it Jaimin? You see, Jyg Jimen
That's the
Unsu.
problem with English. The Y can be pronounced in multiple ways. We have E or
Yeah.
I.
Well, it also could be a vowel too, but that just depended on the occasion. But yes, he played the dad. He's played in some other stuff too. He actually was in Constantine. There you go,
I don't
with
remember
Keanu
him
Reeves.
in Constantine. I remember him in Blood Diamond
Right
and
there,
in
right there, right
yeah,
there.
yeah, I see it. And I remember him mostly from Gladiator though.
Gladiator? Oh, that's right. He was in the first Gladiator, not the one that's sort of like the
We will
black
not
sheep
speak of it.
the black sheep of the children. And he's How to Train Your Dragon 2. Didn't know that.
He is a voice
Legend.
actor though. It's not like he's got like the most memorable voice. Oh, the Rebel
No,
Moon.
he was in the second what was it? He was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy as the one guy said,
Who?
Star-Lord who?
Yeah. Yeah, but he's not in part 2 because he died. Uh,
Well, he might have come back for that one time where they did that time travel, but that's Beninese born American actor Beninese. I don't know what Beninese means, but he's a pretty good actor.
yeah.
Uh, he can play very serious. I've come to take or stuff like that. But yeah, Gran Turismo was a great movie. Glad to see that not only did the kid who started as him, but Jan actually did um, some stunt driving for the actor.
Yeah, and
Uh,
that's pretty cool too. And the funny thing is he's not tall. He is I believe he's really a shorty. Um, it's like, oh gosh, I forget how he's like 5, like I think it was like 5'7" or 5'8" or something. You see him standing next to the actor, and the actor is like huge. He's just
mm,
this towering human. Whereas this
yeah.
guy's he's a little dude. I mean, nothing against it. I mean, he's cute and everything, so it doesn't matter. But I mean, and he's accomplished, so he's got all that going for him. But he is not a tall human,
So
if I
what you're s-
recall correctly, and I'm
so
pretty
what
sure I do.
so what you're saying, it doesn't matter about the height. It just matters that he's cute enough for you to look at. That's all I'm hearing, right? At this
I'm not saying that it doesn't matter, but I am saying that you can overcome it. There are things that can be overcome. Just like with women, if you're really tall, it's usually a bad thing. But if
point.
you're hot enough, it doesn't matter. That can be turned into an asset.
Nah, well, as long as you don't sit on it for too long.
Mwah,
Um,
mwah, mwah.
that's right. I know how to do this. But no, I really enjoyed it. Didn't get the physical copy of it though, so who knows if there's still one out there. But there hasn't. I mean, I've said this to other people, but there really hasn't been any movies lately to go out and see. It's just been kind of.
Unless you wanna hate watch, nah, not really. I think the last big movie was, um, probably Deadpool Wolverine,
Um,
as far as
maybe.
normies went. Although I didn't hate it, I laughed in the theater, but I will
Mm,
say of the Deadpool movies, it was the 3rd best one. Um, so it was it was okay. You know, I had fun at the movies, I laughed a lot. Then I went home and was like, "Yeah, part 1 was better though." I mean,
right.
in order of in the order of, quality and
Mm.
enjoyability and all of that jazz, I would say the order of goodness would be 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's just it was like Xeroxing something, you know? You get this diminishing returns each time, so
Right. You should it should be like you should have a show that's called MeGG's Meg the Critic. It's like, so I went to go see this movie. I walked in and I saw the screen appear, and I said, I gotta get out of this place. It was a horrendous sight. There was no worth for this movie for me. I saw it, and I felt like a lemon had been squeezed into my eye, and I was like, ah.
You know what?
And,
I do have a hard enough opinion on things, but I don't know that my opinion is, sophisticated. My taste is sophisticated enough, you know? I mean, honestly, I'd probably be a good sidekick in such a thing, in such an endeavor, because of the fact that I'm kind of a normie.
mhm,
But, I do look a little bit deeper in that I'm just like, "Well, what is this actually saying, and what does this mean for society? What are you trying to teach people? What are you doing?" You know, so I will do that with movies, but I can also be like, "Yeah, but it's dumb, but it's fun." So, like, what is it? There's bad movies I enjoy, and there are good movies that I'm
mhm.
like, "This movie is fantastic. I will never watch it again." Like,
Right.
Alien. The original Alien, I will never watch it again. I was so uncomfortable and creeped out
Mhm.
and afraid and in suspense the entire time. I was like, "Wow, what a good job! I don't want to watch this anymore. This is
Yep.
no fun. I don't like feeling like this. This is terrible." But yeah,
A
Aliens is
Aliens,
a
yeah.
yeah, it's a much less good movie. It is such a popcorn flick.
Mhm.
It's just it's junk food really for your brain, but it's, it's I'll sit down and watch it again.
Mhm.
Never again, man, no more. Yeah. Game over, man. Yeah, it's great. It's fun, but, it's not as good a movie. There
This
there
time
are moments in it where I do roll my eyes though.
Yeah, this time on Meg the Critic, we're going to judge the harsh realities of Gran Turismo. I think he looked great, but he could have done with a little better acting. I give it a 4 out of 5. Oh, that's pretty good. Well, why did you dislike it though? It's sort of like going to a restaurant and asking for the a la carte a la mode, and only getting a chocolate chip cookie you could have easily gotten from a Burger King. That's what it felt like. Um,
Well, yeah, sometimes that is how it feels though, right? Sometimes you go to the trouble of going to the movie theaters
mm,
and paying all of those dollars because now everything is crazy expensive,
yeah,
and then you're just like, I could have gotten this much entertainment from just, putting on Gladiator for the 27th time, even though I can quote it. It is entertaining, or even, one of the lesser Marvel movies. I mean, I could have as much fun watching Iron Man 2, and that is not a good movie. So, yeah, it's just I think that's one of the things people have gotten tired of getting burned by movies in the
yeah.
theaters. It's just like it's not is the juice worth the squeeze? And in a lot of cases the answer is no, unless you're going to go there with your friends and hate watch, which is what a lot of people did with Madam Web.
Uh, I never had any interest in watching that because I mean, Madam Web was more of a, at least as far as I was concerned, more of a animation thing because that's where she was. This is Peter Parker, the Spider-Man sort of thing back in like the 90s, Fox Kids and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, I just, there are movies I like and movies I dislike, sure, but when you have a business on it, like you have a bunch of people out there who are content creators, who are movie critics and all that stuff, it's sort of like you could pick your variety, but you have to be more judgmental for yourself rather than based upon what they say, because there have been some movies I've seen where they're like, "Oh, it didn't make sense to watch. It was bad, or whatever." I go see a movie, one of the movies to talk about, and I had enjoyed it. And so there's that thing where it's like the ironic twist of like you're giving your perspective, sure, but the perspective is not the same for everyone. Because I went to go see what was it?
If
Yeah, that one too. Well, that's one of them. I went to go see The Better Man, which was
I
the
heard that was quite good.
yes, it is. It will if you, it
It
may
looked
bring a tear
good.
to your eye. Yes,
But it's just not like it's not my jam, like, I'm not into I mean, it looked like a fantastic movie. I was like, "Man, this looks like it could be really touching." I
yeah.
don't like watching touching movies, that's not me. So, I was like, "Man," I wanted to tell my sister to go see it actually, 'cause she would've I'm not into drama. Look, I'm here for fun. I get enough drama in my real life. I don't need it from fake made up people. I don't need to be sad for people that don't really exist, you know?
No, no, it's based upon Robbie Williams, who
Yeah,
is an actual
I know, but the thing is that with that kind of story, you know he's gotta go through it, you know, like, he's got to get to be the better man. He goes through the fires of Mordor, and, like, he literally goes through the lava, you know, like,
Mhm,
yeah, it looks like he gets ripped apart because it
true.
looks like he's on a very self-destructive arc in the beginning. I'm
Yeah,
like, "Oh, that looks like it's gonna be like, oh, yeah, I can see exactly how that's gonna go." That's not for me, but it looks like it's fantastic. It's one of those movies that it looks like it was really good, but
uh-huh.
it's not my jam. Kinda like Alien. Man, that was really good. I would never watch it again. So it's like one of those movies where it's like, man, that looks really good. I wouldn't go see it on my own. I was like hoping somebody wanted to see it though. Like, hey, do you want to go see that? But nobody knew about it. So
Would you ever go s would you so how about we just make a movie called The Nap Movie, and you go it, and for the next 2 hours, you get to take a nap in the theater.
well, the thing is that I don't need to go to the movie theaters to take a nap. My life isn't that busy. Like I have a cat, so that's about it. You know, like and my husband is quiet and he's usually working. So like I was like between me and the cat, we're usually the ones that are home and I can nap a lot. So there is that. But
The only hear you thing in the distance is a clickety clack, clickety clack, that sort of stuff. And you're like, "Can you kinda calm it down a little bit? It's kinda loud over there."
that's what my cat is usually doing. She's usually looking at me like, "Are we done now? Can we stop? Can we just go back to the clicking of the mouse because you're you're interrupting me from my very busy day of napping." So, that's what she does. She just finds various places to lie down. The
Yeah.
life of a cat, ugh.
That's what you should do. You should do a National Geographic sort of things like, and on today, Whiskers is looking at me with a silent pause and some disappointment in those eyes. I know, Whiskers, I know, and waiting for the day the din din comes out, and then it can resume itself on napping and all the
Pretty
other things.
much, yes. Although her name is McLovin, but,
Mc, well, there you go, McLovin.
yes.
Uh, oh man, what was it? Just remind me, what was it was the McDonald's sandwich that they had, the breakfast one. The
McGriddle?
McGriddle, that's right, the McGriddle. Oh man, those were the days. Actually, you know what?
They don't
Sorry.
make them anymore?
I've not had a breakfast from McDonald's in forever. The one I liked though was the steak and bagel one. That's the one I really liked.
Steak and bagel? What in the world? What McDonald's? What is going on?
Did you not notice? Did you not know that they
I
had
did not know that, no.
It was steak. You know what? We've got the internet here. Why don't we use it, children? Welcome, class, to the land of learning. Join me as we go amongst the internet itself to
Yeah, and
learn
it's
about.
clearly the most edifying of subjects. We're looking up McDonald's breakfast sandwiches.
We
What do we
shall.
use this power that we what, like 10 times the power that we sent the first man to the moon, if you believe he went to the moon. Um, and we're
Uh-oh.
using all of that computing power to find out what breakfast sandwiches McDonald's has had.
So this is the bacon
Bacon, egg, and
egg.
cheese.
Yeah, this is the bacon egg and cheese one.
Do they have a steak
Um,
one?
yeah, they do have a steak one.
Where? I must be
Yeah,
shown this. I must be shown the steak.
must be shown the steak. Well, you know what? Don't say
I
I didn't.
demand to be shown steak.
Oh goodness. So there's the McGriddle. So
Yeah,
actually, no, we'll
I
just.
know about McGriddles.
Would you comment down there? All right, just
I
comment down
cannot
there.
calm down. You
Just comment.
promised steak at McDonald's, and I am mystified. I
Oh,
am
there.
intrigued.
Well, where's the bagel? There was the bagel one. Okay, so where is the um search? Bagel. Um, bagel. Uh, egg and cheese steak. There we go. This is it right there. That's the steak, egg, and cheese bagel with some onions.
Oh, honey!
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
still oh, it's only at participating McDonald's?
yeah,
I have never seen that. I mean, to be fair, I haven't actually, like, been to McDonald's in a while,
yeah.
but I have not dude, I gotta go and just stare at it.
You get a creamy breakfast sauce. Now that's the one thing. I'm not sure if that's like a mayonnaise or whatever, but I would always get it with the without the onions. But oh my goodness, I had it
Did you
once
want
and I
to
was like,
talk to people afterwards?
I wouldn't say because my mouth was full. So there was that. But the bagel does kind of get thick for it, so you have to kind of be careful when you're chewing to make sure you have something to drink. Otherwise, it may not go down well. But I get it without the onions. But I do like the other one better with the egg, bacon, and cheese on it. But this is the one I've had this at least once. This at least once. But yeah, just depends on where you go to get it because it looks like it's not in the breakfast menu. So um, it usually would be in the breakfast menu. But I do like
Well,
the
you'd think
McGriddle.
so.
Yeah, you would think so. But I do like the McGriddle. I do like because it's like what a maple.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Okay, can I tell you something?
What?
I've never had one of these.
What?
I know, I know.
Even if just once, it's still worth
It just
trying.
okay, so the concept seems wrong to me. It just
How?
it I don't like things that are filled, okay? Like jelly donuts, Twinkies, all of that crap, it's like getting a bad surprise in the middle of something. I don't like it.
I think
Um,
we need to quit that conversation before it gets very, very bad.
it don't bring it. That's okay. It's like getting a bad surprise. I don't even care. I will fight you on it, my dude. No, it's just it's a thing for me. Like, I can't eat Jello either. Like, I have certain, quirks in my personality where it comes to certain, things with food.
Mm.
I can eat anything, I just wouldn't go out of my way for a McGriddle. Someone handed me a McGriddle, I'd be like, "Well, this is happening now, but I'm not gonna pay money to have
Oh,
this experience. That does not seem like an experience I need to have."
they say a sweet the warm griddle cake. So it's sort of more like a mini pancake,
I
basically.
know, and I don't wanna have a pancake and an egg and bacon in the same mouth bite. Like,
Interesting.
it
They're
just seems
using they're using clarified butter,
so they say.
which is supposed to be a lot better for you, but
Mhm.
because I mean the what is it? The Steak and Shake, they're now using like tallow for their
Yes, beef
fries.
tallow. D-pad Chad told me that on, Gaming with a Side of Salt, 2 weeks ago, I wanna say, said that he went to, Steak and Shake and had their fries, and he said it was like a life-altering experience, so he was, like, basically born again, so, um
Yeah. Yeah, beef tallow used in the restaurant for fries. Oh, hold on.
and
Beef
I so wanna go and have that. I mean, we almost went my husband and I almost went yesterday, but,
Yeah.
the chili cheese pastrami fries beat out just normal fries and beef tallow, so
Ooh, chicken fingers get it too, so you have beef tallow on chicken, so beef and
really?
chicken, yeah, it
Oh
says
my
right there.
goodness! I'm
Yeah.
going to have to be a child someday in the near future and get me some chicken tendies and fries from
Oh,
Steak and
okay.
Shake.
This is the thing right here is like I get you're getting 100% beef tallow, but can you just put it down to one? Fries cooked it. Okay. All right. Well, let's go to their seed oils thing. Transitioning away from seed oils. Let's look what they have to say. We have made a commitment to remove seed oils from our restaurants. We are working with our various suppliers to achieve this goal. Some changes, such as switching to the use of butter, will be implemented quickly. Others will take more time, such as altering the recipe of our buns, which contain seed oils. Our fries, onion rings, and chicken tenders are now cooked in 100% beef tallow in our restaurants. The beef tallow has no additives, preservatives, or chemicals. However, we are just beginning since manufacturers are currently par par frying. What? Par frying these products? What does that even mean? Since manufacturers are currently par frying these products with vegetable oil. Okay. So that's me like pre-cooking. Pre-cooking the products with vegetable oil prior to freeze. Okay. They should just say pre-frying. That makes
Yep.
much more sense. Why say par frying? I don't get that.
That's just the terminology that's used for it.
I spit on their terminology.
Oh my
With with freezing and shipping them to us, you making fry oil tallow again was just our first step. In the spirit of transparency, we will continue to update you as we pass important milestones on our journey. On March 13th, 2025, we announced that as of April 2nd, we will begin using 100% grade A Wisconsin Wisconsin butter, sourced from a family farm to replace the current butter blend, which contains seed oils. The buttery blend is currently used on select burgers and sandwiches. This change will be made in all of our restaurants. Wow.
Wow.
That was 11 days ago. So, but it's not until the 2nd, so
Yeah.
that will be Wednesday next week.
Nice.
So next Wednesday they'll be
Nice,
doing
nice.
their change. But yeah, no, it's I only have 2 near where I am. One's one way and
You
one's
know they're
another.
not doing it on the 1st because then it could be considered an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, well, that's the surprise of it all. But about us. But where's your oh, there's your menu. Um,
Ugh, there's not one close to me. The closest one is, like, hours away.
uh, yes. Okay,
My
well,
face is
let's look at
sad. You can't
my
tell, but my face is sad.
my face is sad. I don't have one near me. Okay, here's the so this is their stuff.
Mhm.
So that makes me that oh, that's just one menu? Wow. They've gotten
Wow.
everything they've gotten everything down to one menu. Ooh. So my question to them, if they were ever there, or if they were ever to question is, so how much are they going to change their recipe and stuff to be away from seed oils and all the other stuff that's not great for you in a food because I think they were like the big first ones after RFK gotten as HHS, and so they had them at one of their restaurants too. But my question is because then again you have someone like McDonald's that still cooks with all this stuff, and the question is
Blech.
if 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 uh, if Steak and Shake is doing it, will the other ones start doing it? Because I mean,
I think if they see that it's beneficial enough to them,
mm,
it honestly has to affect the bottom line. I mean, first and foremost, these companies are businesses.
mhm,
So I think that they would have to see that it would be profitable enough for them to make that change because it would probably be way more expensive to
yeah,
use beef tallow instead of vegetable oil.
yeah,
Although, I mean, I noticed the difference. I don't even need, go, "Oh, we're going to McDonald's. You want some fries?" Eh, because I remember what they actually tasted like. They don't taste like crack anymore, you know? I mean, I guess that's good in a way,
yeah.
but
I like Burger King fries better, but I eat some of those McDonald's fries, and I just have a headache at the end of the day. Um,
really?
yeah, I
You're
it
so
just
sensitive.
it just yeah, whatever. It just affects me. It just affects me in the wrong way, and so I can't really eat McDonald's anymore. But then again, like you said, back in the day, McDonald's fries used to be in beef tallow, and then they moved away from that for cheaper stuff. So it has to. The question will be is um, how will it affect their profit, and will it be worth it enough because it will cost more, right? Like the Wisconsin butter is going to be a little more costlier.
Mhm.
But if they're able to work with a family farm, I mean, they could work out a reasonable price. So there is that too.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. I mean, the thing is, if people are willing to go there and spend a little bit extra money for the stuff that's actually good and better
Mm,
for you,
yeah.
then maybe other companies would follow suit, and they go, "Huh, it looks like the people are willing to pay the extra price for something that's better."
Yeah,
And,
but
there will always be, cheap, terrible for you options, just
yeah.
like the Tina's Burritos when I was a kid, they would have, like, bean and, beef and bean, and it's
Mm.
basically a paste, and then they
Ugh,
have bean and cheese, and it's basically a paste, and then
ugh,
they'd have green beef, and it's basically a paste. It's all pa
ugh.
like, it's a frozen burrito, and it's a paste inside. It's a tasty paste, but it's paste, and you know that this is just all so bad for you. This is just so you don't starve to death, This is yeah.
I see. That's the one thing about because I've gone to an actual Mexican restaurant. I've gone to Hacienda too, but I don't
Yeah.
get on me for that. But I've been to actual Mexican restaurant too, and I just can't. They put a lot of beans, a lot of things, and I just can't do refried beans. I just it's
Nade.
just no refried beans, and so it's sort of like you have to ask.
Why?
It just don't like the texture of it, to be honest. I've tried black
Mm.
beans, but I really would have to put them less than so. so that
Mhm.
way I'm not really tasting them because you can have all the stuff. But yeah, refried beans just have that texture, and so I usually ask for like it without. But I do like the Mexican tacos, like eat the flour with like carne asada, and they put too many onions on those Mexican tacos. I'm telling you right now, the Mexican tacos get so many onions. I think a vampire, if a vampire were to walk by me, they'd be dead. They'd be dead.
I think the problem for vampires was actually the garlic, not the onions.
Well, if I do a back end drop, they're not gonna like that anyway. So there's
To be fair, I don't think anybody would, it's just
fire in the
saying it doesn't
hole.
just have to be a vampire, just I mean, um, but, yeah, most Mexican restaurants are like so I grew up eating, the really cheap burritos because, we were poors and they
Yeah,
were like, 2,000 for 10 cents. Not really, but, they were very, very cheap. So,
yeah.
you wanted something quick, you wanted something easy, both parents worked and you had lots of kids, so,
Yeah.
this feeds the children and, nobody dies. So, um, but, yeah, going to, Mexican restaurants, it just depends on the type of taco, but if
Yeah.
you're looking at, like, basically a straight up street taco,
Mhm. Uh-oh. Oh, now she's back. Hello. I can't hear you. Hello? 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 I can't hear you. You blipped out there for a second. Hold on. I'll see if I have to refresh myself. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second.
wait, disable and enable?
Ah,
Am I still
nope. I hear you. I had to refresh. I had to do my part.
He had to turn it off and turn it on again.
Well, no, I had to refresh it. Turning it off, turning it on again would have been. I've been away a lot longer. A lot longer. Anyway, you were talking about burritos and being cheap.
Then I started talking about, like, true Mexican tacos.
Yes.
I mean, I am out here in, second Mexico, also known as California, so, um well, Southern California. Northern California, totally different story, but,
Yeah.
Southern California, yeah, we're Mexico number 2. And, yeah, those tacos, like the street tacos,
Mhm.
they have a lot of cilantro, a lot of onion on them. But, it's a very specific vibe that they're going for with those,
Yeah.
like, you taste that, like, it's the smell comes out of your nose, like, you can feel everything, it's very, very interesting, it's very visceral. Don't
Ugh,
make that face, sir. Do keep
just
you turn that frown upside down.
never. I just feel like the rest of the stream, you're like, no,
They're
yeah,
really
it's
good, but you have to have highly seasoned meat to and, just, like, the right kind of tortillas. So
tortilla
it's,
tortillas. You have to say it right. Tortillas. Got to
I
say
did,
it
I
like
said tortillas.
tortillas. I do like the corn one though. The corn tortillas.
Yeah.
Was pretty nice. But yeah, I don't go very often because mostly I've just gone to hacienda because
I don't
those
know what this is.
what
What is hacienda?
you've never heard of hacienda?
No, I live in a different,
All right,
ecosystem.
well, you live in a different state. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Here we go. Black.
I live on a different side of South Canada.
South of South Canada, South Carolina. There you go. This is a Mexican restaurant, but it's really more of like Americanized stuff. So hacienda,
Yeah.
with one location in 1978. Um,
Yeah, this looks like an El Torito sort of thing.
and a what?
There's a Mexican restaurant out our way called the El Torito. That's kind of what this looks like. Like, "Aw, that's cute. Okay, you tried." An attempt
Yeah,
was made. Oh,
yeah,
yeah, those are the tacos? Bro, alright, okay, I see.
yeah. Those tacos right there.
Yeah, yeah, so everyone here in Southern California and in Texas is like, that's adorable." But, no, I mean, it's probably good food, but, like, it's not like Mexican food, but
Yeah, of course. This is sort of like faux Mexican food right there.
yeah.
Um, It's not the real deal, but it'll get you through a cold night. Um, or at least get you cleaned out for the next day.
If you eat enough beans, this is true.
And it doesn't have to be beans. It just has to be enough spice, and you're just like you're waiting to get in line at the
Oh,
toilet.
are you, team anti-spice?
Well, I'm not for like spicy spice, but I do like a mild. I'll do mild, but I don't do salsa. So when I go to those things, I don't do salsa. I do the queso, the white cheese,
Mhm.
because for like dipping the chips and stuff in, because I don't like salsa to begin with.
Like, salsa at all? Or, like, because there are different types of salsa. There's, like, the super chunky stuff, and then there's the stuff that's, like, pretty smooth. It's just a smooth sauce. I mean, salsa
Uh,
literally just means sauce, but yeah.
Salsa. Well, if it's a sauce, then it'd be like, maybe like a marinara that's used for like well, I guess there's been like the chunky stuff for like when you do spaghetti and whatnot, but no, I just don't do salsa in the sense of like chip dipping and whatnot. It's
Mm.
just my cup of tea. I like the queso, but that's because I like the white cheese sort of thing and whatnot. But yeah, I just it's nice to go to those one of those things, but the too much onion, too much cilantro messes my stomach up. I'm like,
No, it's okay.
oh Lord, help me, help! I got something.
Well, you know what? We're all born with different, genetics, so, like, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
I can't process milk. I can eat cheese. I can't
yeah.
drink milk.
You
Makes no
can't
sense.
drink one. You
I can
can't.
have ice cream, but the ice cream cannot melt. If I have melted ice cream, I have a problem, but if I just eat ice cream, no, it makes absolutely 0 sense. I am also apparently allergic to green tea. I don't know why.
What?
Yeah, okay, so I didn't even know this. So for years, I used to go to work and well, I still go to work, but anyway, uh, that's how I'm able to pay for the fancy cat food,
That's right.
for the cat, not for me. Man, this is very important, like, I'm getting sidetracked by all of the things. Anyway, I would go no,
What do you? Is it
oh,
the meow mix you like, or is it the
oh,
other?
no, it's getting ridiculous. They had
But you still
free
love her.
hot cocoa there, and I loved the hot cocoa, it was so good,
I could go there.
and, so I would drink it every day, and then I noticed that it was starting to have, detrimental effects on my skin as, drinking too much sugar would do, so
Oh,
I started switching that out for green tea,
uh,
and that was about when I was 26, I wanna say,
oh,
and so a little bit like, maybe the next summer,
mm.
I was walking my parents', lawn, and I got bit by something, like, I
Well,
felt it
wait, whoa,
happen.
whoa, wait. You were walking your parents' lawn?
I
Are
was
you? Is it
walking on my parents'
okay?
lawn.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
That I get a little confused there because it's like, are you sure? Did you have to feed it treats? What was going on?
sighs heavily. Okay, I was walking on it's a very crucial, preposition. I get it, I missed.
Yeah, yeah,
So I was walking on my parents' lawn and something bit me and, like, the welt like, you get bitten, there's a little bit of thing and it itches for a
yeah,
little
yeah,
while and you
yeah,
move on with life.
yeah.
Mine grew to probably, I wanna say, like, maybe 3 inches in diameter.
Ooh.
It was hot to the touch,
Oh,
and it was really painful, and it
oh.
stayed for, I wanna say, like, 3 weeks, and then I had a nice, lovely bruise after that, and that
Mm,
was my life. And every time I got bit, it happened. Um, and that was my life for the last, um, I wanna say 15 years. And yeah, it was terrible. So, I mean, every time when I got married and, moved in with my husband, and he's got, these trees around and they attract the animals, and I would, like, race from the car to the house because
uh,
I didn't wanna get bit, and, he's just like, "Okay," but and I'm just like, "You don't understand. If I get bit one time, it's so painful and it's awful, and you look like
right.
you're suffering from a plague of some sort." But, I stopped drinking green tea for I don't even remember why. I think it was just a really hot summer, and I
Mm,
stopped drinking green tea,
mm,
and, I'm super cheap, so I won't turn on the air conditioner. So I was just like, "I will just suffer."
mm.
So, I stopped drinking green tea, and I got bit, and it was just small, and I was like, "What the heck?" Turns out all these years, and I didn't know what it was. I would ask people, I'd ask my doctor, I'd ask nutritionists and everything. They'd be like, "I don't know, I don't know." Yeah, and, they didn't know, and it turns out it was just my reaction to green tea changed
Uh-huh.
my physiognomy enough to where if I got bitten by an animal, it would swell up to this ridiculous thing.
Mhm.
So if I stopped drinking green tea, now so yes, I said all that to say I am allergic to green tea in a very bizarre way. Yeah,
And
I
next time on the Meg Diaries, we'll come back and learn a little bit about our eating habits. Look, I can't eat that ice cream because it will make me bloat like a balloon. Next time on the Meg Diaries. Uh, dear, dear diary, I once went up to the top of the tree and then I looked down and then I had to have the
You're
police
right,
come.
Kismet, I agree. Food allergies are stupid.
Told me you don't know until it happens. Well, that's great. I hope I don't have a, which defeats the purpose of a specialist. That's true. That
I
is true.
know. They'll just go, "Yep, that's right. Looks like you're allergic. Thank you very much," as I roll myself down the hallway because I'm one big boil now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I discovered the hard way that I was allergic to persimmons. Um, I discovered the hard way that I'm allergic to, what else?
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
fish oil. I
Fish
can eat
oil?
fish, but I can't have fish oil. So I am this person. This is my life, okay? I can't eat chocolate, I can't have soda, I can't have fish oil, but fish like, chocolate and I know, right? It's so sad. Chocolate and soda, though, just make me, like, break out, but fish oil, I didn't realize I couldn't have it, so I went and they were back in the when the craze was on, everyone was like, "Oh, you should take fish oil for the omega-3s, and they're really good for you," and I was like, "Okay." So I got some, in the capsule form, and I took
Mm.
one, and, like, 10 minutes, like, my throat starts closing on itself, and it's swelling, and I'm like, and I'm home alone, and I'm like, "Oh, no."
Help me!
Yeah,
Help
it was pretty
me!
much like the "Help me!" Yeah, it was terrible. So,
Ragweed. Oof. That
are similar
sucks.
to ragweed. Holy smacks, that sounds awful. But yeah,
Oof.
I can totally relate, Kismet. It's super fun. It's super fun. All of the things that your body goes through and tells you about, we're all snowflakes. It's it's all stupid.
Well, if yeah, it's annoying. Hey, Gamey Chad. Nice to meet you. Hey, how are you doing, good sir? Hope you're doing well. Lactose intolerant. Oof.
Hello.
Lactose intolerant. Well, you sort of have something involved with Meg. She's sort of lactose intolerant.
I'm lactose intolerant in a stupid way. In which I can't have milk unless I boil it. If I boil it, I'm fine. It's again,
Probably.
so
Have,
dumb.
have you tried that Fairlife stuff yet?
I did, it was okay for a little bit and then it wasn't. I
Oh,
had the A2 for a little while, it was okay for a little while and then it wasn't. So, I don't know if my
mm,
body just gets used to it and goes, "We don't like this anymore," so, I don't know.
probably because it's not pasteurized enough. Like you were saying, you have to boil milk in order to have it, which is weird.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I would take the because part of 20s, 30s, I could mainline a 30-ounce milkshake. Well, there you go. He's just sitting there guzzling it down like he's got nothing left to live for. Lord, if I'm to die today, let it be from this milkshake.
Man,
And
I'm
just
telling you, like, you think that you're big and bad until you eat something that you're allergic to, and all of a sudden, all of your hard creds are gone.
mm, yeah,
This doesn't stop you.
when your day goes from a 1 to a 3, which is usually what happens when it all collectively gets together, that's when you know it's going to be a bad day. You're on the toilet for about an hour to 2, and you're praying to the good Lord above that it ends. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's when you know it needs to be. How bad is lactose intolerant? Doesn't that mean you fart more than normal?
It honestly depends on the severity of yours. Usually, it does
Mm,
mean that you have a lot it's basically like it curdles in your stomach half the time, and it's different levels of gas, that's true, but it can be very, very painful, and it could also cause, the opposite of throwing up.
Diarrhea.
Yeah. Yeah, but, it's like It's what my husband and I would call exotic sharts. Just it's just like it's like just it's explosive. So, it depends on how intolerant you are. There's a range, there's a spectrum. And if you're lactose intolerant, you actually you start learning the signs of when it's going to go bad, like, oh, it's just going to hurt my stomach for a little while and a little bit
Yeah.
of ouchie, and oh dear God, I'm going to blow up somebody's restroom. So you can usually tell, that different
U
thing.
Usually it's
Um,
between step 1 and step 2. If you take 1 step, like, "I need to find a restroom right now." I always knew it was on the spectrum. But a cream makes me wanna hurl. Oh, that sucks. Ugh. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I have no idea. I usually stop asking after level 1. Gas bomb!
yeah, that's just a little bit of the uncomfortable. Uh-oh,
Uh,
is this me timed out?
what? No, I still hear you.
Oh,
Hello?
maybe I'll close this. Maybe
What?
that'll do it.
Can you
Is
hear
that
me
better?
now?
I'm
What?
back.
Who?
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
What?
I've found that X will screw with my Rumble stream sometimes, so I forgot to close it, so I closed it now.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, it is the top of the hour, young lady, and
The new
we'll get
Rumble
to
homepage?
we'll get to it later. We'll get to it after.
You
But
want
anyway,
to
is
continue talking about gas.
hey, calm it down there over there, all right? Calm it down now, all right?
I'm just
It
saying.
it is the the top of, it is it's the top of the hour now where I set some time aside for us to promote ourselves. Obviously, I think you were here when I did it. So, but uh, but of course, I only copied the last two links that you had. So if you'd like to promote yourself in the best way, just not that way, the
I don't
floor
know
is
what that
yours.
means, but I'll be like, "Hey guys, I'm MediocreGamrGrl, also known as the Meg, and I play games in a very mediocre way." Let's see, I just finished playing Okami, which is the longest game in the world, and now I'm playing Cat Quest 3 and dying
Mm.
hilariously. You wouldn't expect it, but I die so much, you think you're just in your little cat boat and you're just swimming along, and all of a sudden, no, insta death. So, yeah, anyway, that's what I do, on Thursdays at
Uh,
4 PM Pacific time because I live in Kami, California, or, 7 PM if y'all are on the East Coast, Central Time. I'm so sorry, I don't know what that is. I know
it's
what
a
it is, I just don't know what the math is, but I believe in you guys, you can
it's an
totally figure it out.
hour it's an hour less than Eastern time. So subtract an
There's
hour.
so
So it's
there's Mountain Time and then there's Central Time. So,
Central
yeah.
time. It's 1 hour Central, 2 hour Mountain, and three hour Pacific. So right now it's 8 my time. So it'd be 5 your time. So it would be 7 Central time, and it would be 6 Mountain time. There you go. Oh,
So
look at
I
that.
like words, not numbers. So, um again, I will tell you the numbers that I do know, and for the rest of it, I believe in you. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Mediocre is good
Um,
enough for me. He's gonna call himself the mediocre gaming Chad now that he's seen me get
no,
mediocre.
if you're a Chad, you should surely Chad, but I'm a Chud, so that's if you come, don't at me because I'm telling you up front, I am not the good. I am constantly running away from things, going help. So, but yeah, so that's when I play, and I'm also on a gaming conversation stream where it's called Gaming with a Side of Salt. So,
Mhm.
as you might guess, we're a little bit salty when we talk about gaming stuff because there's a lot to be salty about these days. Um, on Fridays at what is it, 5 PM Pacific time, which would be what, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Man, these
Yes.
numbers. And then whatever in the middle. If you're in the middle, I believe in you. Again,
Yeah.
but
Look,
hey, hey, I'm having faith, okay?
have a little faith. All right, continue.
No, that was it. I was done.
Okay.
I need
And
the end. I need some
yeah,
end brackets.
Yeah, and she's a lovely person, although she can be feisty when she wants to be, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, talk to me about, like, any of the Disney remakes, and you will get a lot of spice, but, other than that, we're fine.
it wasn't taken yet. You're lost yet. Oh, there you go. Um, but yes, her links are down below, and of course, I had the lovely. Actually, the first time I had you on, it was with Chad and Zio.
Yeah, that's how they were like, "Dude, you're super fun. Come on our show." I was like, "Okay," and now this is a thing forever, so,
Yeah, there you go. Well, I was lucky enough to get you on by yourself at least one time after that. But it was funny because I was like, well, they were joining me for the Pay It Forward stream, and I was like, okay, guys, and getting off, and then you were kind of there. It's like, well, whatever. But because I usually don't have very many people join me for the Pay It Forward stream because you usually have to ask, and I'd hope that people would be like, can I join you for it? And they usually don't. So there's my part to ask. But anyway,
Oh.
for yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. But anyway,
Sorry, I was
don't
playing a tiny violin. Sorry.
that you should like whew, whew, whew. No. Anyway, for my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or whether you're on the YouTube side, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or a follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because at the end of the day, it helps with not only being seen more, but also having other people on to chat with, like Meg, like Tomby, like Chad, like Zio, and like so many other people. I am over 180 different guests, and the next milestone is 200. So we'll see who's number 200. I just have to keep on the count of where I am at now on the ladder. So April's coming up, and it's shaping up to be a pretty full month, which has been interesting. But doing my other stuff like Dare saying out there in Rumble Squared, those are always ones that are a little tricky because you can never. It's a little hard to rely on when you schedule people. You're never too sure, and it's on a weekend too. You think that'd be the easier, but it is what it is. But anyway, I have links down below. If you want to see where else I'm at, you can check that out. But again, if you'd like to come on yourself, guess what? There's a comment section down below on either end or the link down below. You know, I've already had one person go through my links to come find me, but it was a Canadian. How is it that a Canadian is willing to take the risk and go through the links and ask if he can come on through the links, and I can't get one American to do it? Shame. Shame. A Canadian beat you, America. That's not good. But again, any help with the engagement factor on either end, and of course, link
See ya,
down below.
Chad.
I think you all. Oh,
Sorry, I picked up
really
that
don't.
habit of reading, and I keep reading the chat now.
Are you the Jay Leno of Rumble? You got like 7 likes on a just a chatting stream. Eh, I don't know about that, but I try. I really do. I see the weird thing I mean, I do my thing with Rumble Square and all that, but I do the thing that doesn't get a lot of notice because it's not really what people want. Gaming, people want politics, people want all this stuff, but that's what they want. What they need is something more than that because of me doing this and seeing other whatever you say, Jay. Hey, calm it down over there. All right.
Kismet is pressing exit out.
No stars for you today. But no, I know that my stuff doesn't get a lot of views and all that because it's not what people want. Take me on a tour of your classic post-it note collection. I would if I knew which one was the classic. I've changed the post-it note paper. I used to use a line post-it note, and then I changed it just like the full sort of thing. So I used to use like this kind of line paper, and then I went to like using like just this open stuff. So there's that. Different
There's been a request for a bubble bath stream.
no, that's not gonna happen. I enjoy doing what I do.
No, fully clothed, exactly like this, just in a bubble bath.
No, I'm not even gonna do that.
Because then you could like do laundry and chatting at the same time. This is peak efficiency, and we are in the era of efficiency. So
I like to take a bubble bath every time I'm in here. No, I'm not doing it. But no, I enjoy doing the conversational stuff because it's led me to talk to people like yourself and so many others. It's just I know it's not the thing people want per se because people want the gaming stuff. They want the political stuff. They want the DIYs and all this stuff.
Right? I think
It's
so, Kismet.
but yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. No,
Yeah, wouldn't that funny?
I have vetoed it. I am the last. Yes, do laundry, cooking, folding clothes, changing diapers. People want to be able to relate your activities. Well, yeah, I mean, a conversation is a relation, though. It is a form of relation. Some people are not that great at it, sure, but having a conversation with others, uh, even people who aren't content creators, I mean, that's a relation right there. It's just people have to be willing to take up the opportunity to try and having a conversation about whatever is the basic bare bones of a conversation itself. I mean, there's nothing more bare bones than that. Act like you aren't even aware you are in a bubble bath. No, veto. You have
Not just
been
fully clothed. Put on more clothes. Like, put
you've
that on and a robe, and then constantly put on more clothing.
the bubble bath has been vetoed. I am the final deciding vote on that. Um, but no, I know what I do is not the hey no, I know what I do is not the most exciting thing, but I think people need that rather than just gaming or whatnot. Because where is it? I mean, from the people I followed, mostly on YouTube because that's where I started out at. Where do you see somebody bringing on people who are and aren't creators? And just whatever. I know there are some people who do free flowing conversations, and that's great. But I'm trying to bring on a few like two different colliding worlds, and it's not an easy gig at all. Because part of that relies on credibility, name recognition, all this stuff, and I'm not there yet. But it's like I go out there and I'm not seeing very many of anyone else doing what I'm doing to the degree I'm doing it. Because I'm like, what? Like my schedule. Like I haven't even filled out my schedule for this month, but I mean like this is the end week of my schedule right there. So you have content creators doing it like once a week, twice a week, or three times a week, and I'm having one almost every day, weekday actually.
Oh my
What
gosh, it
weekday?
is only Monday.
It is. Yes, it is Monday, but then Monday turns to Tuesday and Wednesday. But you know what? Be grateful you get a Monday at all. Mediocre content is fine. Well, you know what? That's that's not
This
in
is
my
fine.
that's not in my confines, but I appreciate the kind words, even though I'm going to give you a bronze star for that one. Um, but yeah, I know what I do, but I think it's important because at the end of the day, you can have all the gamers you want, you can have all the politics you want, but if there's not just one person out there who's just willing to have a conversation uh, about whatever, basically, then what is it? What is the point of using this tool we call the internet or broadcasting software or whatever? Because I enjoy it. I'm doing something that I enjoy because you see a lot of these content creators who burn out or whatever, and yeah, I don't know. I don't. I'm the person from the inside looking out, but that doesn't mean someone is not on the outside looking in saying, "Yeah, your show's crap." I was like, "Well, great. We'll try to do better then," because I don't see anyone doing so.
I think that it's just not everything appeals to everybody.
Yeah.
Some people are looking for something more topical, so they just see that there's a conversation happening. They're like, "Yeah, but what about?" So, like, they don't know if the conversation is something that they want to listen to because they're not really they're part of the conversation, but not really, if you know what I mean. But
Mhm.
I think that there are people who get good value out of it and that it's just fun to do, honestly, just to talk.
Mhm.
I mean, even my show where it's gaming, but honestly, I'm spending half the time talking to the chat and whoever's there because again, I can't get out of that pesky habit of reading. And
You can
I'm like, "Ooh,
read?
new words,"
Oh my
I
goodness.
yeah, I will get distracted, like, super, super easily. I probably have undiagnosed ADD in, like, an extreme form, but, it's fine, it's fine, this is fine. Um, but yeah, I think that it's start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology.
Got you. Do you?
What
Yeah,
what
you couldn't stop reading. That's what I was
I
trying to
couldn't
get.
stop reading, I was like, "Ooh, there are words up there, I have to read them." I totally forgot what I was saying, I guess I'm done now.
Like the laser with the cat. No, this was so a while back there was a video on YouTube I came across, and it was let's see if I can't find it. It was Steve Jobs was being asked. I think he came back to Apple, and he was being asked something by a somebody in the crowd about Apple itself or about the technology. Where see? So I'm trying to find where is that? Steve Jobs criticism. Aha. Maybe that will be. Is this the one?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll show. Bookworm. See, look at that. You got bookworms in the chat. Raise your voice. Bookworms in the chat. Raise your voice.
Well, we don't raise our voices. We bookworms. We are too busy reading other things.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? Sad face. Okay, so when I got married,
Yes. Wait,
I
that was the sad part?
no. This is part of the story. This is the backstory. Okay,
Okay.
there's a prologue and then there's a story. So,
Mhm.
yes, you are correct, Kismet. So we had to box up all my stuff, obviously, because I'm moving into. He had a house, I had an apartment, so yeah, we're totally moving to the house.
Mhm.
Thank you. That's hilarious. And
It is.
he has this grand plan for like making these bookcases and building them in, and they're gonna look
Mhm.
in a specific sort of way. And I'm like, that's cool. Okay, cool, whatever. I don't care. I just want my books on a shelf. And he's like, okay. But he didn't have bookshelves because he doesn't read things. And so
Me no
so
read
now
good.
until we get the amazing bookshelf that's going to be the best bookshelf of all the bookshelves that I've ever
Mhm.
bookshelved, my books are in boxes and I am sad. So yeah, it's mostly stuff on like
Mhm.
on my not Kindle, what is it called? I forget. It's like an Origin. So it's a tablet, but that it also allows me to write on it
Yeah.
because yeah, I'm that person. But I haven't really read anything that's really moved me of late. I probably should just dig through my old. It's not a Nook. It's called an Origin. It's downstairs. Yeah, it's called an
It's
Origin though.
it's called downstairs.
It is called downstairs. It's called that thing downstairs that I can't get because fun story over Christmas I snapped my knee and yeah, it was fun.
What?
I was at a dance show because I'm a swing dancer and the show was over and I was excited. I was like, "Yay, no more shows." And I was like, "I'm going to do a superfluous twirl." So I did that and I was on concrete. And so the thing is that it was a really harsh turn. So I
Oh.
spun, my foot didn't. So twist, snap. And
Oh.
yeah. So it turned out that yeah, that's fun. So I forgot what I did though.
Go to the
I found a
hospital?
service that allows you to do that, Kismet, and
Mm.
I don't remember what it is, but if you look that up, service that lets you, download your, yeah, it lets you download your Kindle books and put them someplace else. I
Mhm.
don't remember what it is, so I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. It's been years since I did that because I noped out of Amazon a little while ago. I was mad at them over Parler, but it's a whole other story. But so going downstairs would be like, "Hey,
Mm.
can you wait for 30 minutes?"
Mhm.
They DRM'd the Bible? Shocking. Um, yeah, so going downstairs would be a bit of a trip.
Mm.
I had to have surgery because it was one of those tears that will not repair on their own, called a bucket handle. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I can get
Oh.
graphic with it if you want, so your
No. No,
meniscus
no.
is like a
I wanna get to this. I wanna get out of the graphicness of this.
yeah, so basically the thing that's supposed to be there though, it flipped over and it tore and then that
Oh.
part flipped over and so they had
Oh.
to put it back and then
Oh,
sew it back
no.
together.
No, oh, no. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done
yeah.
now.
So, it's fun. Going from being a dancer to learning to walk again has been, it's been an experience.
She's been
Uh,
healed. Hallelujah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I miss it, but
I
there was a time where I was like, oh, I don't think I'll ever walk again. So,
oof, yeah,
well, not without pain, at least. So,
yeah, that's I feel like a lump coming in my throat.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
they do not let you do that anymore. It was a whole thing. My goodness, do you have to capitalize all your words there? What's wrong, man? You almost have to. It's like you're yelling.
I
Anyway,
think that is a yell. Like that if you bought a bunch of books and then you can't read that on anything but the Amazon app and you're pissed off about it, I would all cap that. That's I
but
would all
not at
cap
me.
that.
What did I ever do to him
No,
before
not
that?
it's not at you. It's
Just
just
like
you.
it's just-
I'm just
I can see that.
dude, I tried, man. I tried.
Um,
I tried to save it for you, bro. Come on. All right, I'm
this
sorry. We're staring at this guy with the turtleneck. What's up?
That's Steve Jobs right there.
I
That's
know.
Steve Jobs. So he gets a question from someone in the audience, and we'll just no again, just lazy. Yeah, no, I get you. I hear you. I hear you. All right, so we're gonna just.
Mr. Jobs, you're a bright and influential man.
Here it comes.
You know,
It's sad and clear that on several counts you've discussed you don't know what you're talking about. I would like, for example, for you to express in clear terms how, say, Java, in any of its incarnations, addresses the ideas embodied in OpenDoc.
now I should remind you, this is 1997, so stuff like Java is not big. Well, Java's still around, but like Flash
It
is
is, but it's on the
like,
back end.
yeah.
There are a lot of programs now that'll basically do that for you. So you're basically coding something that's going to do the Java code for you.
Yeah, well, that and you can use Grok too, which is funny. But anyway,
And when you're finished with that, perhaps you could tell us what you personally have been doing for the last 7 years.
so this is him getting back to Apple. I know, right? I got to do the whole shebangy bang. But this is him getting back to Apple after being ousted like years and years ago. So do it. See if you can handle it.
You know, you can please some of the people
Some of the time.
some of the time,
Right.
but one of the hardest things when you're trying to affect change is that
Huh.
people like this gentleman are right
Ooh.
in some areas. I'm sure that there are some things OpenDoc does, probably even more that I'm not familiar with,
Right.
that nothing else out there does. And I'm sure that you can make some demos, maybe a small commercial app that demonstrates those things. The hardest thing is, how does that fit in to a cohesive, larger vision that's going to allow you to sell $8 billion, $10 billion of product a year?
Jeez, that's a lot.
And one of the things I've always
And you
found
tell us
is
on Indies too.
that you've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology.
Yeah, that's where
You
that
can't
comes
start
from.
with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try to sell it. And I've made this mistake probably more than anybody else in this room.
And so that's where that line comes from comes from that him saying start with the customer service and then go to the technology, which is kind of funny because that kind of relates to earlier with but it use but this kind of relates to Kismet and what Gaming Chad were talking about earlier with the where is it? I just
This is true, Kismet.
the homepage thing. So the Rumble homepage thing, right? That's the new thing that happened today. People are talking about it, but you just heard someone who's revered as someone who's pretty smart and has made a company that's almost worth trillions of dollars, has just said, "Hey, has just said you need to start with the customer experience and then work your way to the technology." And well, it's been updated to this weird thing. So yeah, with that in mind, because of that question that came up, what are your thoughts on it? If you've seen it yet.
I just clicked on it and looked at it and I was like, well, okay. It's not for me. Um, it's there. I don't care for other people's recommendations. I do like curated lists for me, but um, a lot of it just is. I just wind up clicking on on the my subscriptions tab most of the time.
Yeah.
Um, I think that they're trying to get so that you experience other things, because the thing is that if you just go with your subscriptions, you won't find new stuff. If you go with the For You tab, you can get kind of in a yeah, if there's like if there are different types of creators out there, because the thing is that Rumble was primarily at the beginning just for people who were canceled. And so most of those people were political nomads at that point.
Yeah.
And then you start getting a couple of gamers here and there, not a whole lot though, but mostly it's just people who are tired of being canceled or don't want to be canceled anymore. And if you're one of those people who's in worry of cancellation, it's most likely because you're not left wing,
Yeah.
which means that you have a very strong bent in a certain way. So a lot of the content was a very specific direction. So if they have new people on there, they're like, "Well, we want more people to see it." So I'm trying to steel man this as much as possible because I don't like it. I don't like the thing, but I'm trying to think what were they trying to do, and I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get people to see other people, see other things. Hey, have you seen this? And have you seen these other things that are very interesting? And so
Yeah.
um
But but I mean, for me, when I had seen that video, now it's not from that. There's other people there's other people that have posted that same sort of clip video, so it's not just the one person. So hopefully, I don't care if I get hit or not. But the point of the matter is that that
it's
Steve
talking to
Jobs.
you.
I'm thinking they're talking like the video automatically plays on the front page. Um,
Oh, that didn't happen on mine when I went there. Maybe I'm
yeah,
using Brave and that's not gonna happen for me.
woo. My thing is that
Although I did turn off autoplay because I loathe autoplay.
yeah, autoplay's a dunce. Autoplayed, yep. That's why.
I
My
hate autoplay on everything though. It's not a Rumble specific thing.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, YouTube has its thing as well, but I do like when you can hover over a thumbnail when it's live or something, and you could do like a hover play. I think that's what they
Mhm.
call it. But my thing was is when I saw that thing with Steve Jobs, I'm like, that's something that I feel in essence that maybe the big ones are missing, but that Rumble is missing, is that they're missing the customer experience. They're not starting with the customer experience, and they're just heading for the technology stuff, because yeah, we can give them all the feedback we want, but to implement and to get that sorted out, it's just not happening point. Because I did a while back, I did my whole survey stuff, which I don't know if you know about, and I do my Rumble Squared like once a month
Mhm.
towards the end of it. The point of the matter is trying to collect the voices, trying to see where the commonalities lie for all these people that put into it, and just pointing out to people saying, "Hey, Rumble, these people say that da 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 is their main issue." And this is like, so the total amount I had for like my viewer survey was like 131. And then my creator survey was like 76. Because there's two different viewpoints. But the point of the matter is that in this manner right here, for Steve Jobs to say that, especially since like 1997, it still holds true today, is that you gotta start with the customer experience. And it really isn't, hey, Joan Donuts, how are you good? And it really doesn't feel like um, it really doesn't feel like they are to a degree. I mean, it was great when they added gifted subs, which was like a long thing coming, but their streaming
Mhm.
quality is not great, especially through Rumble Studio. There are things that people have issue with, like the playlist stuff, like having order like oldest to youngest or whatever. There's a lot of things that are still missing, and it's the technological factor that they're hitting on, but the customer experience is not that great. And so while we can give as much feedback as we want, them implementing that customer experience is sort of on the back burner because they have to do with what's in the confines of sustainability. New and smaller streamers have more personality, yeah, but then sooner or later it gets replaced by someone else. So there's that. It's never the new streamers or small ones. Well, I mean, that's the same with YouTube. That's the same with Twitch. I don't think they show off their small creators all the time. They will show off their big ones. But my
Well, I think that they think they show off the bigger ones because they figure that they have the most appeal. That's why most more people are watching them. They figure that people who are small for a reason. It's because they're not as mass appealing. That would
Yeah.
be my assumption, at least, as to why. Again, I'm trying to give as much grace as possible.
Mhm.
So I'm saying, even though I may not, and the thing is that sometimes I have to know when I'm the plaid one in the room, the plaid sheep in the story. And I I think that I would prefer if they would do it like YouTube, which would be basically their For You tab.
Mhm.
And I need it to be more than one page because my husband is it is awesome when someone raids, and that's pretty cool. That's I love raids. Raids are super fun. Um,
Especially when you can pillage a village and oh wait, I'm sorry, you're talking about something else. Never
yeah,
mind.
it's a different type of raid, just a little bit. Um,
We've come here with our axes and horns. You should learn. My biggest issue is that the front page is pushing the channels that I already know are known to 90% of the platform. They get picks, features. I understand that. Again, Steve Jobs, right here. Start with the customer experience first, rather than the technology. Because if you just start with the technology first, it feels like a cheap shot on Discord about attention to I know that, but that's a customer experience fact. That's part of the technology. That's the algorithm, but it's also part of the a customer experience because you'll have people say, "Oh, the UI is bad" or whatever. But it's like you have to give more than that. But that's my problem. When was the last time, Doctor? I have no idea. I think it
I
was to Cat Dog. I think it was. Um, but the point of the matter is that the customer experience is low on Rumble. But again, that's why I'm trying to do my surveys is to find those commonalities and just pinpoint those areas and kind of show not only to Rumble but also the people themselves as well, because there are a lot of disconjointed voices thinking that they're all saying the same thing. Partially true, but that's not always the case. How many people have done the survey? Oh, so the viewer one got 131 people, 131 responses, and the creator one got 76 responses. Oh, and thank you for that, Joe. So they did get. Um, but the point of the matter is that even the people themselves are thinking that a certain thing needs to be on the platform because they think it's the most important thing, which I can understand. But when you gather enough voices, you bring them all into one place, you say, okay, here's a list of things. Just go through them, which ones you agree with, all that sort of stuff, and you tag that up. I will tell you that I do not know that when I show this full survey of both ends, I do not know if people will be surprised or disappointed, but at the end of the day, they'll at least know. And yes, 131, I think it's like what around 131. So around a little over 200 people took the survey. Some may have taken both, which is fine. The point of the matter is though is that your people are seeing disconjointed voices and thinking that's the whole or a majority, when in case that's not the case. So that's why I'm doing the survey stuff. That's why I do Rumble Squared, is to find what the commonalities are with enough voices tagged along with. But I don't know if people will be surprised. I don't know because the teaser one I did, I think last week, whoever screams the loudest must be right. Not always. Not always. The last one I did was bull hockey. What was it? I gotta find it. Hold on, give me 1 second. I did a teaser Friday, and I've got to find it. And I'm putting out a teaser tomorrow because I got to do that. Let's see.
Well, I think one of their problems is that they're trying to lure over creators, especially now that they lost Dan Bongino, who was their biggest streamer.
Mhm.
So they're trying to lure over more
That's
streamers for
that's that
one.
lineup.
Yeah, that's the lineup that they have. And so they're probably trying to promote that to kind of make it so that it's worth it for these guys, because they're losing money if they're streaming solely to Rumble
Hmm.
to try to beef those numbers.
Hmm.
So and they're just not streaming to YouTube for some of it. I know Steven Crowder stopped streaming to YouTube entirely
Yeah.
for Rumble, and so did Quartering, and I know some of the other ones do too. I think
Simple.
that Viva did as well. So, I think that Tim Pool, he still does simul streaming for IRL, but I think that for his morning show, he does a stream only to
Right.
Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken though.
Yeah.
That could be a thing. But I think that they're trying to make it so that it's actually financially viable for these people to keep doing this. Because if
Mhm.
they say, you know what, it's not worth it and I'm out, Rumble's going to find themselves in a world of hurt. So they're going to, that's a lot of views that they're not having anymore, because who's going to replace that big dog? Dan Bongino was the largest streamer in the country.
On
So
Rumble, yeah. But the
no,
thing
just in the
is,
world. He was the largest live streamer.
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, the thing of it is that thing has already been put out there. Like, what's the point of streaming to Rumble if their stuff can't get seen, like with YouTube's algorithm, which is a junk in itself. But people who want to bring over edited videos can't do it because they barely get seen at all. Any edited video, a bunch of the gamers multi-streaming to kick. Yeah, I've seen it too. Pep Killa,
Yeah.
Silver, and to be honest, all creators should if they can, because being on one platform puts you in a position that if something happens to your account, whether by accident or intention, and it's gone, I don't feel sorry for you, because putting all your eggs in one basket is, while yes, I understand why they're doing it for Rumble, but Rumble has a bunch of tech issues that are not being met, and again, that's why I'm trying to do my survey. So going back to that, I did do this result survey thing, and I'll show that. Give me 1 second. Okay. I don't have the graphs with it, but this is what I had. I gotta. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So the Rumble survey teaser, this was Fridays. After collecting responses from 76 creators and 130 viewers, the results are eye-opening. Creators, 68% primarily create gaming content, yet stream quality issues for gaming was their number one reported studio problem, or Rumble studio problem. Viewers, better search functionality, top the wish list with 75 votes. But what's truly fascinating is what 99% of viewers value most about the platform. And so, though, okay, again, that is a teaser. But the point of the matter is that the surveys help with this, pointing in the direction of creators. Mostly gaming was the big one, but streaming quality issues for Rumble Studio was an issue. But even streaming quality to Rumbles is an issue to itself. And then viewers were better search functionality, which they really don't have. So it's sort of that thing where, oh, hold on, it's sort of that thing where the survey helps within just finding those points, and not only, again, it's not only for going to Rumble, but it's also going to try to show the people on the platform, like, okay, maybe that what you want, like channel points, maybe not the biggest thing that people want, right? So there's been a lot of acclamation for channel points. Well, guess what? What if enough people have put in for the survey and they're saying, oh, well, it's not. Channel points isn't that big on the ordeal. Then channel points isn't that big of a deal for Rumble, but there are other stuff too that they could work on. Gaming isn't getting the love we would prefer. Yeah, well, you know what? At the end of the day, if you're gonna wait on Rumble to give you the love you want, then you'd be waiting on any other platform to do the same. So don't. That's my whole deal on that. Lots of work, and they can't keep depending on political process to make the money. They want to be seen as a place for more than that. That's true, but they're kind of in a rock and a hard place. They kind of need money to keep going because video hosting is not cheap by any measure. It can cost to multi-millions to, I think right now it's probably billions for YouTube. So even with them, Google servers and whatnot, they want to be like YouTube. Well, that's the comparison though. That's what people are going to compare to any other platform is YouTube, because YouTube does three, not the best, but it does three things well enough. It does edited content, streams, and short form content. Three things right there. Right there, it does well. Maybe not the best, maybe not perfect. It does well. And that's the competition. That's why it's still king of the platforms, because it does those three things well enough. that no other platform right now, as far as I know, is doing that. Twitch, okay, it does streams, it does clips, but it doesn't do edited video content. It doesn't do that. Kick is the same thing, basically. Um, let's see. I Kick. No, that's Kick. Uh, Twitch. Twitter does sort of that, but it's not very good for either or. Um, button is red. What? My live button is red. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Um, but if it ain't click, oh, he's talking about the one on the
Yeah.
viewer side. Yeah, click and catch up. But again, my thing is that's why I'm doing the surveys, because I can take that data and say, look, the majority thing you think it should be the majority is not the majority, right? Or it's not the most sought out thing. So same thing with what I was showing you and all this stuff. YouTube, because they keep going back to YouTube. Rumble can never satisfy the people who keep wanting Rumble to be YouTube. Understandable. But at the end of the day, Rumble keeps trying to beat YouTube, or keeps trying to say they're beating YouTube. That's what the Chris CEO has done a few times.
Well, yeah, I mean that is the thing is that what is it that we want when we go to Rumble or when we go to YouTube? We want to watch something. We want to watch a video of some sort. We want to watch some sort of content.
We want
And
variety.
so yeah, I mean, if the current big dog on the block is YouTube. So you
Yeah.
want something that's going to be able to compete with YouTube. If
Mhm.
they could do better than YouTube, then great, but they should at least do as well. And that's kind of why they're trying to catch up to YouTube, I think.
Hey,
Um
hey, D-Pad Chad.
Hey
Look at
Chad,
that.
what's up, man?
And Castro. Oh, Castro's in the chat. Everyone hide. No.
But it's Jacob, so it's the
Oh, that's
lesser.
true. That's true. I apologize, Jacob. I thought you were the one Castro. Gotta be careful of that Castro. But no, I understand it, but at the end of the day, what is it that people, a big chunk of viewers, want better search functionality? Can anyone tell me how well this search functionality? Can you look up
Bro,
anything?
it's not great.
No, it's not, right? You can't look up I
I
want to
so
ride a
wish it was.
pony. Yeah, you can't look up I want to ride a pony and then have an autofill. No, you go to YouTube, you can do that. Rumble, you have to type in close to the exact of a channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, see, yeah, he gets it. He gets it. He gets it. He get it. It's not Rumble. Yeah, exactly. But at the end of the day, the technology and stuff that YouTube has, Rumble doesn't have. And that's what people want. That's what you have maybe you have people have the people who are doing gaming, right? They're having issue with the stream quality. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna stream to more and different places. Why? Because to be honest, as a content creator, you should. Loyalty to a platform really doesn't pay off unless you like one of those big, well-known ones. And I'm not interested about platform loyalty. But at the end of the day, people want what's already out there because it's out there. If you have a platform that is able to have your streams up to 1080 easy, then your platform should be able to match that or more. If you are, or as I call it, showing your own incompetence in setting up your system, look, D-pad Chad, I understand you have butterfingers, but please don't put that on the rest of us. But even I'm just joking. But anyway, but again, that's partly on they're having Rumble Studio be a requirement for the creator program. Is better on. I understand that, but that's one voice out of many voices.
I don't I have had a better experience on using Rumble than using YouTube. YouTube, you're basically you're banished to the hinterlands. And then there's the fear of like if I say the wrong thing, then I'm going to get nuked. I don't feel like the juice is
You're
worth
on
the squeeze when it comes to YouTube
you're
for me
on
at
my
least.
channel, so why are you afraid? Don't be afraid, Meg. Don't be
But
afraid.
What?
I said you're on my channel, Meg. Don't be afraid. You're on my
Oh
channel.
no.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, I do get kind of nervous sometimes with with doing gaming with the side of salt because he streams to YouTube, and he's had a couple times where he got sent to re-education camp because of
Who?
something that was said on stream.
Who?
Yeah, Zio, the
Oh,
owner of
okay.
the channel. Yeah, so
Oh,
he got
for the salty stream.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're just talking about games, but sometimes your opinion, comes out and it's not approved by the authorities. So, then they'll be like, oh, if you want your channel, you're going to have to take this class about what's a good boy and what's a bad boy, like what you can say and what you can't. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna grown up and I don't need this. So
The
for
one that's
me,
the
YouTube the
one
same
that
with it.
gets spanked and the one that doesn't get spanked. That's a
Well, that's
different.
just because I'm a guest and it's not my house, But he gets in trouble with parents, and I don't need that. And I'm like, no, no, I'm a grown up, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, the only issue I had was like one stream where but majority of the time, when I do my pay it forward streams, I do maybe once in blue moon get hit of like, um, not everyone uses OBS to Rumble Studio. Sometimes they use straight to Rumble Studio. Again, you can see that, but at the end of the day, you don't know everyone's person's specificities. So that's general blanket right there, as far as I can tell. But using Rumble Studio, the quality from is not that great. At sometimes sensitive. As soon as I started about Rumble, my use what's less. Yeah, I don't worry about it. But it is what it is. But at the end of the day, there's still a lot of things to work on, and we're appreciative of it. But they're still going to be playing catch up for quite some time,
I
unfortunately.
think so. I mean, they're coming from way far behind. YouTube is still the big dog on the block, and
Yeah, two
Rumble is still trying
decades.
to get big. So I mean,
Yeah,
they've got a lot of things to do to try to become a viable stream. So
yeah.
I I think that, I'm not I try to give Rumble as much grace as I possibly can. When they do something that I don't like, I'll just be like, "Well, I just didn't like that," and maybe they'll get good and get better at it.
Mhm,
But I mean, it's something that I agree with as much as possible. So,
mhm.
I try not to dump on them, like, "Look, I just didn't like that,"
Or poop on
I
them. I say poop on them, but if you've had milk, then we probably should be wary.
wah, wah.
No, because yeah, edited video content gets basically nothing, and a lot of people who do make only that type of content can't come to Rumble. So there's that. Might come to your
That
hardware, but not everyone uses OBS. You could have some people that use streaming hardware like a broadcasting software, sorry, like StreamYard or Restream, and maybe it could be on StreamYard's or Restream side. But
well,
there's also
if it's that widespread that many people are having problems, I mean, it could be user error, but if the user error is that widespread, then maybe it's not user friendly enough, and
yeah,
maybe they should look at that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, people should read and follow instructions and stuff. So I I I don't know. I mean, it's just it's a hard thing for them to do, really. What they're trying to do is very, very difficult. It is the David and Goliath story, and I don't even know if they have any stones.
well, they better have some brass tacks. But no, they got this stuff. But the thing of it is right. You don't get mean about it or whatever. You just kind of like
Yeah, a
guys.
video discovery category might be a good idea.
Yeah, video discovery, yeah, or something like that. But it's just that their algorithm's not doing a best enough job for you because they'll usually push people like people you've never watched will be pushing your thing.
Well, I
When
mean, that's what I want in For You. If I already knew about them, then they'd be in my subbed category.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
I'm cool with that, but the thing is that it's literally just one freaking page,
yeah,
and that's the problem, and the other problem with For You is
mm,
that it's only stuff that you've watched on Rumble because that's how the algorithm would work. It'd be like, "Oh, this is stuff that you like." But the problem is that Rumble had such a narrow amount of content. So now if I wanna watch let's say I love watching movie reviews. It's
mm.
shocking, I know, but I love watching people dissect the crap out of movie reviews. I will watch somebody spend 10 hours talking about a movie rather than watching the hour and a half movie. I'm that
Mm,
person. But the thing is that that doesn't exist on Rumble right now. But
mm,
if it does come to Rumble, I won't know about it because it would never be in my For You category because
mm,
there's no video like that I've watched yet. So
mm,
they do need to have something for discovery, but they also do need to have something that is they need to broaden out the For You, and then they need
mm.
to give you something for discovery. So I think that
Yeah,
that would be good, at least from a viewer standpoint.
Yeah.
From a creator standpoint, look, I just turn on my camera and just talk a lot. Well, turn on my camera. I just turn on my game and my PNG and just
Word
go
up.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, my limited experience is pretty okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would say that the one problem that I found is the delay, not between con live commenters and the stream itself, but actually there gets to be a delay between video and audio, which I found is a thing. I mean, it's not as bad for me because yeah, you can't see my mouth moving, so you know the lip sync isn't as much of a problem. But
Wait a second. How do you talk then?
I said you can't see my mouth. I didn't
No,
say
no.
it's not
Well, I
moving.
know I can't see your mouth move, but how do you talk?
Telepathy. I am a level 2 million telepath.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I believe you wholly. Oh my gosh, the X-Men are calling. I think that phone is ringing. You need to pick that up. Um, but no, there's still a lot of stuff to do, and that's why I did the survey stuff. That's why I do Rumble Squared, is to find those
Yeah.
commonalities, to find to find the data, because a lot of people will get frustrated or angry, and they'll blow that out on the crew, which understandable, but shouldn't be the case. But Rumble doesn't help themselves where they're not doing when they do stuff that just doesn't make sense in the end. It's like, why aren't they doing a monthly survey of like, okay, so what's not going on? If you
Yeah.
can't see it happening, then it didn't happen. That's true. I see. I don't see her mouth move. I don't know how she talks. There is legitimate issue that's widespread. I haven't had desync since fixing resolution, but the stream does. Yeah, again, there's all these little bits and pieces that make up
There's
for.
a lot they have to fix,
Yeah.
and yeah, so and they can only focus on one thing at a time, and right now,
No,
you're talking and
no, gaming Chad, you don't get to do that. Wolverine has been called. Okay.
and, right now, I foresee for at least a little while in the future, they are going to be focusing like mad on trying to, keep the advertisers that they had and that kind of thing, because, again, they just lost their biggest streamer, and that's not nothing. So I expect that to be the main thing that they're working on right now, just
Yeah.
to keep the lights on and to stay up on it, because you know they kind of got knocked in a little bit of a hole. I'm sure that they're happy for Dan and all, but you know that sucks
Yeah.
for them.
The lineup is going to be their focus, which is going to. I mean, it's not to say that to be only focus, but it will be their
The main
majority.
focus for
Yeah.
now,
And
because I
Chris,
mean they need to get advertisers. That's how they're going to be able to keep the lights on. So they have a lot of stuff that they have to do at the same time. You know, it's like rubbing your head, tapping your head, rubbing your stomach,
yep.
and whistling Dixie at the same time. You know, they got to do a lot of stuff.
I was thinking peeing at the same time, but we'll go with that one.
I'm a girl, so I almost never think of doing anything while peeing. That's pretty much a like solo focused job. You know, we don't have like the yeah, we have internal plumbing, so it's very, very much a different thing. Like, we need tools, okay? So
Yes, please tell us about all your womanly plumbing. I'm sure that will make very great.
I just said, bro, I'm just saying, you know, like, you brought up peeing, and I was like, "This is why that
Uh,
did not occur to me at all and still will not." So,
if you're gonna bring your monthlies into this, I'd like to leave the conversation.
as would I, my dude. There is no woman in the world who's like, "Yay!" Absolutely not. The only anyway.
Okay, kids. So what it means is that men and women are different. we're
So
gonna
different. So
we're
many
gonna
differences.
we're gonna get into the lesson your parents
Let's
wouldn't
get
teach
them
you.
banned on YouTube. Let's talk about the differences between men and women. Go. No,
I
anyway.
want to become a plumber. Well,
You do not.
congratulations.
You absolutely don't.
They earn a lot of money, that's for sure.
That's true.
You don't say. That's right. You don't say. That took a sharp turn. Oh, what's
It
about
sure
to
did.
take a sharper turn in the right direction? You know what I'm saying? You know?
I don't know, bro. You mentioned monthlies. That is the wrong direction. That is an alley nobody wants to be down.
Look, that's something that a woman has to deal with every month, guys. We understand this, okay? Just hold on. We'll get to the fun stuff first, but now we have to get to the disgusting stuff first. But anyway, it is getting to the top of the hour, and so we're gonna start start riding the train down.
Now we're gonna slow things down. And
We're gonna slow things down. We're gonna slow things down so that you can. I don't want to talk about it. Period. Well, you know what? You're about to hear it, and it's gonna get bloody. But anyway,
there will be no survivors.
you're about to feel a ride so dangerous you'll never come back again.
Yeah, this is fine.
No. But anyway, so of course the lovely Meg is going to promote herself. So Meg, get on promoting yourself.
Hey guys, I'm MediocreGamrGrl, also known as the Meg. I play video games and talk pretty much like this. I play games badly also. Just saying. On Thursdays, I play at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I don't do all of the in between, so I believe in y'all.
Yeah.
I'm also on Gaming with a Side of Salt with D-Pad Chad, especially Okami. Shut up, Chad. Dude, that game was so long. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm stop throwing me off, bro. With Zio and D-Pad Chad, you look it up on Rumble or YouTube. On Rumble, it's Zio Gaming, and we are on Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and we basically shoot the
Gaming crap. Yeah, we shoot the
yeah,
gaming
we shoot the
crap.
salt about gaming because
Yeah.
there's so much to be salty about these days. But we also have a lot of fun laughing at it, and sometimes Chad will play something horrifying and like people putting horrible things on pizza. It's not pizza anymore if you put chocolate chips on it. I'm just saying. Anyway,
It is if it's a cookie pizza. It is.
it's not a pizza. That's called a cookie.
You know what? I'll call it what I like. Thank you very much.
You can, but you'd be wrong. I'm just saying.
You're a pain in the side and a thorn in the butt. All right.
That's
Anyway, her links are down below. If you want to check her out, her stuff's down there. So, if you'd like to, if you want to check her stuff out, and there you go. Look at that, and see if she's worth the follow. Go for it. Why not?
Thank you.
Thank you, Neural, for that. But yes, she's lovely, and she can do Bubbles' voice. So anyway, I didn't mean anything by that. But anyway,
But I probably won't.
gotta give those Rumble rants. But anyway, whether you're on the Rumble side or whether you're on the YouTube side, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated, because not only does it help in being seen more, like every creator wants to be. Every creator wants to be seen more, obviously. Otherwise, why wouldn't they post their follower number or whatnot? But anyway, any help with the engagement factor is much appreciated, because not only does it help with that, but it also helps with having other people on, like Meg, like D-Pad Chad. Maybe one day Gaming Chad, if he'll really, really, say yes. At least one of these days, Chad. I'll get you, Chad. But yes, April is turning out to be a very, I haven't put it down in the calendar yet, but April's turning out to be very sort of full calendar, and I'm looking forward to all the new and returning people coming on. And again, any help with the engagement factor on either Rumble or YouTube is much appreciated. Of course, I have a link down below. You can go down there. You can find me on my Twitter X. You can do my email. I have a Discord thing, but it's mostly just for DMing. Also, the links to Rumble.
You can slide into those DMs, guys.
Not like that. When I move, you move. Just like that. That's not how it's going to happen. But anyway, and of course, if you'd like to take up the opportunity coming on, guess what? There's a comment section down below, or a link, or the link as well. Any which way, I've had one gentleman go through my links to come to me and ask, Derek, can I come on? And you'll never guess who it was. It was a Canadian. You Americans displease me with your inability to actually go through someone's links and say, I'd like to come on. I'm watching all of you Americans, and I'm American. Disappointing. But yes,
Also, Canadians will be Americans too. So
we'll see how well that goes. But anyway, any help with
Hi,
engagement
Gaming
factor,
Cat.
and link down below. I appreciate you all, and of course, oh yeah, no. See you later, Gaming Chad. See you there. I'm 5'6'5". Let me know if she gets near that.
Nowhere near that. Nowhere near that.
Oof.
I'm a foot and some change less than that.
But absolutely worth the follow. Still say make people biggest on here. Well, there you go. I'll see you later, D-Pad Chad. Nice to see you. But yes, all that's there. Of course, tomorrow
Sorry.
at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have a gentleman on that goes by the name Sketchy Jesus. That's right. That's what his nickname goes. He does the podcast Till Death Do podcast. So that'll be interesting to have him on. But he was a recommended person, so I can't wait to see that. But that'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully I'll see you all there tomorrow as well. And of course, the last thing, the last thing you'll ever see. Nope. But anyway, last thing is questions from a hat. What I have.
Oh, whoa, look at you with the Rumble hat now.
I bought that long ago, so yeah, probably
Oh.
wasn't when you were on last. But anyway, so what happens is that you, my guest, get 2 freebie questions, right? You get 2 freebie questions.
Okay.
However, if people in the chat want more than the 2 questions pulled, they have to give a Rumble rant. Now, obviously, I stream to YouTube as well, but I'm not monetized. Yeah, I know. It is what it is. But if you're on the Rumble side, you're in luck because you could pay. Doesn't matter the amount. 1, 500, doesn't matter which one. Either, all in between. So let's go for the first one.
Okay.
Let's see what we get. All right. Get my hat. Fingers are in. Oh, here we go. Here's the first one.
Okay.
And this one says,
Mm-hmm.
do you prefer to shop online or in stores?
Ooh. Okay, this is gonna sound bizarre, and it's honestly, you should expect that by now.
There.
So for things like groceries, I prefer to shop online. For things like clothes, I prefer to shop in person.
Ooh.
And yeah, I mean the reason is that the when I'm buying food and stuff, it's more of a necessity and it's something that I need. And also I can order it while I'm working and have it delivered to my home, which is something that I've really, really utilized since I busted my leg.
Yeah.
And shopping for clothes though, sometimes it looks one way and then you get it and it's not. It's absolutely not. It was you're like, wow, this is gonna look so cute on me, and then it's a tablecloth, and I'm like, that's incorrect. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, good times. I've had a lot of fun with that.
It's
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
no,
yes, the answer is yes.
yeah. Okay. I get for both. All right.
And
Well,
also, like, I thrift shop, so there's no way to like thrift store shop online. So
Yeah.
I go to thrift stores and I basically like put on a podcast and basically just put on my headphones and I just like go through everything because I'm like all about winning at shopping. So that's how you win. You have to go through like the stuff that nobody wants, basically the island of lost toys.
The
So
island of misfit toys was in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Let's try to get that right, Missy. All right.
okay, Captain Pedantry, that's
Yeah.
fine.
You're about to get pedestrian right now. All right. Next question. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
So I would say I'm 80% right-handed, 20% left-handed, and that was actually on purpose. I used to work as a word processor and we would do something called verifying by hand, and it was very boring. It's basically someone would write down hand corrections that they wanted done, and then another person would type those in. And then a third person would have to read both documents. So the
Mhm.
one that had the handwritten corrections and then the printout of the typed corrections and make sure that nothing was missed. Do you know how boring that is? It is like watching paint dry, which I actually have done because I was in an art class. My gosh, my life has had so many boring moments, like enforced boredom. Anyway, so But yeah, so I got so bored doing that I started writing corrections when I found them with my left hand. And then I started using my mouse with my left hand because again, I got bored easily. So and the thing is that also I was just like, I used to sprain my wrist a lot when I was a kid and I was like, hey, I've got a spare. I should totally use that. So that's why I kind of use both left and right hands.
So ambidextrous. Got it.
Sort of. Like my writing with my left hand, it's technically legible, but it's like it was done by a second grader. Not the second grader that paid attention in class either, like the dumb one, but second grader.
It's well, I mean, if it's still eligible enough. I mean, in today's day and age, what what doesn't seem like even cursive can seem ineligible. Ineligible. Oh goodness, the words. But anyway, that is the
Unintelligible.
unintelligible.
I
Whatever.
just wanted you to try it one more time just to hear it because it was making my
Mama,
day so much better.
Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia. But anyway, that is the end of the show. But of course, if you have Rumble Premium, you can stay for the wrap up after. I don't have to keep doing it, but I figure it's something that a little extra I can give to the people who have Rumble Premium because I'm not big or anything, and I probably haven't sold any premium to be honest. But it's a little something I do. You get to see how I set up for the next stream tomorrow, so that's something interesting. But if not, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you all for being here in the chat, and of course, thank you again, Meg, for showing up.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for showing up and chatting. It's super fun.
Because you're awesome as always, and of course, you're always.
Right? I'm also super humble.
Oh goodness, yeah, that was super humble. My ears almost popped. But anyway, of course you're always welcome to come back, and of course you're welcome to stay if you wish. But at the end of the day, I hope you have a wonderful night. And again, 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow with Sketchy Jesus. And as always, I end with One Day with You by Pogo. Again, remember if you have Rumble Premium, there's gonna be a little something after, so do not despair. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.
Bye.